Hello, magic makers, and welcome to December. We did it. We are nearing the end of 2023, and 2024 promises to be a really bountiful year in so many ways. I'll do a prediction for that towards the end of this month, but welcome to December. It is the 12th month, and the 12 brings us the number of creativity because it reduces to a 3, but it also really gets us into creative thinking, clear expression, patience, open-mindedness, self self-assertion, self-understanding. It's a lot about collaboration, hope, creation, energy, self-reliance, really believing in yourself, and getting yourself out there into the world. What's important about this number code is that when we take the universal month, which is the year and the date and the month together, we get the number 10. And so the number 10 reduces to the 1, and the 1 is the fresh start, the new beginning. So it's interesting to be in the final month of the year, but also having this frequency, this calibration of a fresh new start. And it really is about coming into the depths of your inner lens, into your inner wisdom. The theme this month is intuition. It's about self-governing, trusting your inner wisdom. It's in many ways, even though it's like rest and digest time because it is the end of the month, it's also go time. So it's about really assimilating what it is you know to be true, really trusting in yourself, believing in yourself, harnessing and honing into your own powers, into your own greatest wisdom. It's like the universe beckoning you to rise and shine and really bring your light forth and bring your motivation and your mission to the planet. And so it's a really great time to be setting intentions, to be setting things in motion, not just thinking about it, but actually setting things in motion for the new year. Getting really clear about how you want to serve, who you serve, what it is that you do in this world, in the ways that brings you into greatest alignment and helps the consciousness of this planet to really awake. It's about taking the reins. It's about making decisions. It's about putting things into motion, into action. So we've done a lot of deconstruction, a lot of shedding, a lot of letting go over this last year. It's been an intense year. And now it's kind of letting it all simmer and rest and come into this space of like, who am I now? Who am I becoming? How do I want to express in this world? What's important? What do I value? And how can I get in motion and getting these things set for the new year? It's really about embracing your self motivation and your leadership, and the courage that it takes to stand on your own, to stand up, to stand in service, to make the proclamations, and to become who it is that you know you are at soul level. These 2 years have been so much about ego deconstruction, for re-identifying, to come into greater power, to birth this earth through us, and this new earth through us. And this month is really your green flag to let it all come into actualized expression, is the way it wants to come through now. Let's look at some of the astrology highlights, and then I did draw some tarot cards that I'm going to gift you at the end. That's kind of going to give a little bit more of the pulse of this month. So astrology, we're just going to do the lunations this time, kind of the highlights, because there's so much happening this month. On December the 12th, we have the new moon in Sagittarius, and, really coming into that fresh start, that how do you want to express, that really pairs well with the number codes of this month. New moons are always the starting of the month, basically. Energetically, it starts the new month. And Sag really brings in that higher awareness, that being able to see the bigger picture, and bringing everyone along for the ride, which really brings you into that, that space of the 12 and the 1, of being able to be discerning and in action with your callings, with what it is you know to be true. On that day, however, we also have Mercury going retrograde. It seems like Mercury is always retrograde. I know, because it kind of is. So it starts this 3-week retrograde cycle. Perfect timing just through the holidays. It's retrograde in Capricorn, so it does have that kind of grounded feel to it. Capricorn energy kind of, gets to it. So Just move slowly, as you know to do with every Mercury retrograde. Watch your communication, especially during the holidays, especially because this one energy in numerology, this get up and go, let's like take leadership, let's go, 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 can get you moving really fast. And when Mercury is retrograde, you want to go slow with your communication. You want to double, triple check everything in correspondence. You want to be really mindful with your words because things can get lost, distorted, and turned upside down really fast when Mercury's doing its thing. So you just need to slow down a little bit and ride through those 3 weeks, which is always good medicine to be really extra discerning when it comes to communication, electronics, and kind of virtual things. So on 12/12, it's such a big day. We also have the 12/12 portal. So the 12 to the 12, whenever a numeral in numerology, whenever something is mirrored, it's enhanced. It's accentuated. It is a portal that's going to supersonically enrich, we'll say, your intuitive knowing, that sense of self, that sense of who you're becoming, that introspection. You might expect to get a lot of keen awareness about where you're to put your energy, especially as you move into this new year and this bountiful new year of 2024. 2024 is going to be an 8-year. 8 is all about, I love that it's the infinity, it's heaven to earth in an infinitive loop. It's also very much about expansion, abundance, being seen, being recognized. There's opportunities for exposure in usually the best kind of ways, enhancement of wealth, lots of abundance, and lots of expansion, we'll say, comes with the number 8. And so that's the year that we're going into after lots of years of stripping away and letting go. And the 12/12 is the portal, the gateway, if you will, to the higher self, higher consciousness, higher wisdom, higher sight, higher knowing. I'm going to be offering a kind of a holiday survivor's guide on the 12/12 as part of the portal initiation. Keep an eye out for that. It's going to be about ritual and ceremony and how to really come into the ceremonialist that is you in order to enhance your personal frequency and energy through the portal as well as through the holidays and into the new year. So keep an eye out for that. On December 21st, we go into, the sun's going to move into Capricorn. So we get into that kind of ambitious Capricorn, very grounded. Capricorn is such an interesting energy and an interesting sign, and you know it does have some surprises in it, even though it seems to be very anchored and very predictable. My sense is that this round moving in on this day is going to still create some unpredictability, even though we are in the momentum of the one, of that ambitious grounded creation that the one number is bringing us. And Capricorn is just going to bring that home and enable us to really embody that as we move into the new year. It's also the day of the winter solstice. And so it's a really special day. The winter solstice is the shortest, the longest night of the year. It is the longest darkness. And it takes us into that deep cave. It really brings us into that inner well of planting the seeds. We plant the seeds of intention that during the equinox in the spring get to begin to burst open, then come into their full fruition in the summer solstice, you know, the exact match, the longest light in the summer. And the cycle continues. It's an endless cycle of death and rebirth that we live each year, each moment, each breath. And so on the solstice, we welcome the light because the next day we start bringing 1 minute of light in. And so it's really the dive through the darkest essence. And it's the time, especially as it sits with the holidays, of really coming to the inner plane, setting deep intention. And on the 26th, just the day after Christmas, we have the full moon in Cancer. And so this whole window, even though it's a really busy time because it is holidays and family and all the things that happen during this time, that full moon on December 26th being in Cancer, Cancer being ruled by the moon, and Cancer being all about the depths of emotion, It's going to be a watery moon. It really is. And so we have the depths of the solstice bringing us into the quiet, into the silence, into the inner well, inner workings. We have the one that wants us to come out in the new, in service and fresh and actualized. And then we also have this full moon that it carries the contrast, just like the number code and the solstice, which is the full moon is, it expands all the energy. It shows everything. It's usually a very dramatic kind of time, but because we have watery Cancer at the helm of it all, it could also be highly emotional. So it's best to come in to do your inner viewing. Let the full moon cast the light so you can see any shadows that are still residing within you, within your own harmony is the word that wants to come through right now. It's going to be a bit extra. It also wraps up the year. We get ready for the new year. It's coming so fast and furious, and so enjoy the ride. So the cards that I pulled from you, the first one's from my favorite deck, Alana Fairchild. Love this deck, the Sacred Rebel deck. Been using it for many moons myself. And the card that was wanting to come for this month is the number 5. It's 5 is the number of change, and so you can definitely expect to have some sharp pivots of change, especially with the codes that are coming in, with that fresh start and that ability to really get discerning on your inner wisdom, your inner well. Follow your own rhythm, dance to the beat of your own heart's song. As Pluto is going into Aquarius next year, in and out, but really going to anchor there eventually. Whatever innovative desires are alive within you, that is the pulse you follow. It's Aquarians, we're all about innovation. We're all about coloring outside of the lines. We're all about throwing the rules out and doing it in a way that's different. And so following your own rhythm is the pulse of creation is going to lead you into 2024. Absolutely. So embrace this card. Let it begin now in this 1 month, this fresh start, new change. What audacious truth lies within you that is screaming to be expressed, no matter how much it goes against the ruffle of the feathers of what is predictable, what is acceptable. We're not here to move in with acceptance. We're here to create a new earth. I mean, sometimes we have to color outside of the lines and we have to express what is authentic and innate within the deepest expression of our being. So this card is gifting you, this card is gifting you with that remembrance to let it flow, let it shine. That is your mission on the planet. That is your purpose on the planet at this time. And then I drew from a new deck that I just was gifted, the Rose edition of Threads of Fate Oracle is what it is called. And the cards that I just think these are really beautiful cards. The cards that I drew were the Explorer and the Creator. Now, this ties so well into what we've just been talking about. So the Explorer, what I love is the heart and the third eye are right here. So are you listening to the pulse of your heart as you dance to the rhythm of your own beating heart? And this is the directives. It's all about, it's the GPS. So when you're using your higher sight, listening to the pulse of your heart, you become the explorer of the new frontiers. That's what you're here to do as a human on planet Earth right now. And the great reminder from this card is that you are the creator of everything you're experiencing. You're the creator of every experience of this reality. Nothing is ever happening to you. It is always happening through you. And when things are uncomfortable, it means you're in a massive growth that you've created for yourself. Is it fun? Not always. Are you going to make it through the other side? Absolutely. You're the creator. So if we take all of this and the number codes and we bring it all together, we get to remember to follow your own rhythm, become the innovator of the one. Your intuition is what will guide you and deliver you home. Become the one. You are the one. You are the creator. And you are the explorer of the new frontiers that are wanting to be created through you. So many blessings this December to you and your beloveds. May you know peace, may you know love, may you know light, may you know your own power, and may you stand in your own worth, and may you create from that as such. And we will see you in the new year. I'm sending love to your light.